Hello everybody, like and share if you would. Here we go, we're doing some testing tonight along with a few comments. I'm going to switch the cube and show you this guy. Yeah, that's Jake Elsey. He's running for Congress here in District 6. And that was one of the airplanes he flew. But I wanted to show you what I had to fly back in 1967. There you go. We stole those things from the Army. Oh yeah. Did you know that the Army had more boats than the Navy? And did you know that the Navy had more airplanes than the Air Force? Oh yeah, it's the way it was back in the day, and I think it still may be that way. So let's switch some stuff around here. Here we go. And we'll turn down the music. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Popeye Live on a Sunday night, and we are doing some testing as I'm talking. And we have switched to a new internet service, and we still have the old one. We're doing some testing with this one and making sure that it's working correctly and that we have enough upload speeds, because that is key in podcasting. It really is. And so yeah, we're doing our thing. And yeah, brain damage. Saturday was fun. We made a trip yesterday up to Munster, Texas. Yep, there is a Munster, Texas. And let me see. Wow, I wasn't even born then. Rebecca says, I wasn't even born then. My father was in the Navy in the 60s. And yes, so was I. 65 through 70. Yep. And so, yeah, it was fun and an experience, that's for sure. And I was in reserve for a long while after that. But, you know, enough about me, and let's talk about some things that we see happening out there. The media and this administration are in a full court press to try and keep people in such a panic that they will continue to wear the mask, that they will continue to do things that may be detrimental to themselves. And so, you know, I know here in Texas, we're not going back to the mask. That's not going to happen. Because today, well, this week has been hot. It is above 100 degrees, and it will be that way for at least the next week before we get a break. And today, what happens when that happens, there are people flock to the mall, is what happens. And so today I went up there just to see what was going on, because I could tell that the parking lots were full. Yeah. The parking lots were full, and inside was full. Now, I can tell you, there weren't that many people that were wearing masks. There were not. The place was packed. And, you know, we'll see what happens here in the coming weeks. The spikes in the COVID or whatever, the variant, you know, they'll keep talking about the variant. And, you know, I do have this question, everybody. If they knew this Delta variant was going on in South Africa. That's the first one I heard about. And then we found out that it was in the UK. I just wonder why the brilliant Dr. Fauci did not ban flights coming in from those countries. I mean, that would seem like a logical step to me to keep it from spreading and contained in those countries. Yeah. It seems like common sense to me. But no, we're doing just the opposite. We're inviting everybody here, vaccinated or not. That's what's going on, and that's the truth of it. Now, what we have now is we have people all around the world that are rioting over these draconian restrictions. That's what's going on. And of course, the media, they're not talking about it that much. They show a little, but they're not talking about that much. What they're doing, the mainstream media, is they go out there and they find a hospital, they find the worst cases, and they put them on the news. But I do believe what they do not show is the percentage of people that are dying from this new variant or the coronavirus itself, which is really, really, really low. 1%. And in some places, less. So yeah, we may get booted off for this, but I mean, we're shocked that we haven't been booted off before this. We actually are. It's an incredible thing what we're seeing and what we're experiencing. I do believe there are many places in California that are going to push back. And we've heard that Governor Newsom is saying, hey, we're not going there, because he's afraid for his political career, which I think may be over, I hope. And of course, you know that we're no fan of what's going on at the border, where we have a governor that's telling us he's taking action, yet when we hear reports from our on-the-scene guy out in West Texas, and we're going to be showing you some stuff this week, some pictures and everything from the border, because he's there where the action is. Oh no, not where they're being washed across by the hundreds, where they're sneaking across in the dark of night, and they are dying. Let me say it again, they are dying trying to cross that rugged country and into this country. Because let me tell you, that is a rough area. And at some point we may go out there. Now also, that's going to be coming up is we're going to explain to everybody why we're going back to Milam County, Texas. Actually, the city's name is Cameron. We're going to be telling everybody all about that, everybody what's behind it. We're going to go over it and why we're going back again. It's going to be interesting. It's a story that all bikers and all citizens should hear, because they should know by now, especially by now, what's been going on for decades here in Texas and what's now going on nationwide. So we have this stuff happening at the highest levels of government. We also have these things like going on in the lower courts here in Texas, where law enforcement and the judiciary, the judges, they actually collude in order to try and convict somebody, even when they're innocent. So we'll be going over that story, the whys and whats and everything else. It's going to be October 3rd, 2021, Cameron, Texas, and we are inviting all bikers here in the DFW area to ride down there with us on that morning. It's always an interesting experience to exercise your constitutional right to protest. It is. And we've done many of these type protests and rallies over the years, again and again and again, as long as it takes, to its conclusion. And we'll continue to do that. And yes, we not only do this for bikers, we do this for citizens that have found themselves under attack by the law, the courts, and under attack by other political groups. We believe it's everybody's right to express your political beliefs without threats from anyone. From anyone. So these are the things, some of the things we're going to be doing. There's plenty to talk about that's going on in this country. And, you know, we're not doing pie in the sky stuff. We're not telling you about Gacera, Nacera, or any of this other BS that's going on out there. I can't tell you of the crap I saw today of people that just are saying the most outrageous things, and they have tens of thousands of followers. It seems like the more outrageous you can get, the more subscribers you get. But what we do here is we seek the truth. And yes, we are being hamstrung by YouTube and Facebook. Because let me tell you, I approve a lot of people every day. Every day. OG saw and I were together yesterday when I logged on the internet and started approving people for our Facebook site. And he looks at it and he says, damn, you know, you got, what, 50, 100 people there you need to go through? Yeah, I do. But our numbers don't grow. I probably approve people at the rate of probably 70 a day. And yes, there are ones I don't approve. Some of those are obvious. If I think you're trying to friend us in order to scam one of our biker buddies, I won't approve you. I promise you, a glamour shot won't get you in. As much as I like glamour shots, it will not get you in. I'm just saying. But this happens. We know they're suppressing our numbers. But, you know, we'll keep on putting it out there. And, you know, well, hey, look, we know they are ignoring us because our numbers are small. Because the other day they did say that, hey, here's the ones that are putting out false information. I promise you, we're not putting out false information. We are commenting on what we see going on out there and what the media is doing and what the politicians are doing or not doing. So, yeah. That's right, David Garcia, with the potato head in the White House, we're losing our freedoms day by day. That's the reason we are saying right now that Republicans had better learn how to fight, how to disrupt, because that's what the other side does. The other side is worse than that. They will cause chaos like they've been doing for the last year and a half or longer. They keep it going to whenever they lose, they still win. They act like winners. And Republicans act like they're scared of the media, which they are. They've got to ignore that and use the resources they have, which is millions and millions of dollars. But there are people that will try and keep this freight train going because they've gotten used to the high life in Washington, D.C. That's right. Play dirty, just as they do. And we know how to play dirty. Yes, we do. We've experienced it enough to know what dirty is. Now, but at the same time, the other side is waiting for us to do something that they can jump onto. Just like they did on January 6th. Which, by the way, the Republicans are going to have their own investigation. That's what they should do. That's what they should do. They should not even think of joining Nancy Pelosi. They should not even think of it, and have their own separate investigation, and then let the American people see it. That's what they should do. Because we've been doing it for years. We go out there and find the truth as best we can, research what's going on, and then put it out there to let the people know. It's exactly what we did in Waco. And then we campaigned against the main culprit in the whole thing, which was Abel Reyna. And we got rid of him. And we did it with the help of our friends in Waco, with another club in Waco, Los Parados MC. We worked on his campaign. We worked on Barry's campaign, not Abel Reyna's. We worked on his too. But the minute he put me in one of his advertisements, one of his campaign ads, I knew we had him. I knew we had him right then. And what reinforced that was on the election night, when he was supposed to be at his headquarters for a party for being reelected. He was still out. Instead of being there, he was out at the polls looking for votes. And when Barry told me that, I said, "Hey, buddy, we're going to win. We're going to win if that's where he's at." And I was the only one that really thought that, I do believe. Because that night, that election night, he said, "Come on down. Come on down to the party. We gave it a good shot. We gave it a good shot." I said, "Oh no, Barry, we're gonna win, man." That's what happened. Abel Reyna was gone, and the charges were dropped against all the innocent bikers. It had nothing to do with the fight in the parking lot. Matter of fact is there were no convictions. Not one. Out of the 154 people they indicted. It was an incredible thing. And you know what? The hats goes off to all the bikers that refused to take a plea bargain. Yeah. Let me tell you, that was incredible. It really was. You know, it was worth every minute of it. It was worth the first protest we did where we had AR-15s pointed at us, snipers on the roofs. I mean, all kinds of junk because they were scared to death of us. And I told them, hey, it was going to be peaceful. All our rallies always are. We're not coming there for trouble. We're coming there to seek the truth and spread it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what we should all be doing. As August comes around, everybody, as August comes around, this is going to be, I don't know what it's going to be because Mike Lindell is going to be putting his information out there for all to see. And the media is going to try and do a blackout on it. They're already trying to say he's crazy, he doesn't have the proof, it's no good. I mean, they're already doing all that. What you have to do is watch it yourself. August 10th, 11th, and 12th. I think there's 3 days of it. You're going to be able to find it. You're going to be able to find it at Frank's speech and wherever else it gets streamed at. I'm sure Right Side Broadcasting will do it. But it needs to be up to you whether you consider each side and then decide. Go into it with an open mind. Was this election stolen or not? And if it was, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you just going to sit back and take it? Or are you going to at least say something? That job is up to all of us. If there's not a way to handle this, if there's not a way to handle it, the Congress better come up with one. The judicial better come up with one. Instead of trying to ignore 70, 80 million of the American people and just shove it down your throat, because that's what we're seeing. Rebecca, I don't know if you can watch it on YouTube. If we can stream it, we will at TexasBikerRadio.org. There's going to be a lot of stuff on there going forward from this point on. I start on all of that tomorrow. I spend a lot of time at that. And like I said, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about Milam County. We'll be talking about that because I'll tell you why that's so important to us. Forget which club he's in. Forget any of that stuff. It's a 24-year Army veteran. Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars. I mean, he's been to every hellhole that this country has sent our troops to in his 24 years. That's the truth of it. And it's in my view, he can be in any damn motorcycle club he wants to. We're going to tell you step by step and what we're looking for is for the judge and the county down there to do the right thing for this veteran. I don't know how other veterans do this to fellow veterans. But that seems to happen a lot with law enforcement veterans. I don't want to hang everybody, but you know what? They know they've got bad apples. They know they got bad apples. And yes, now there is a movement to do a forensic audit. Sorry. I have to think about what I'm saying because of this surgery I've had and a chunk of my tongue taken out. So to get things to come out right, I've got to think about it. But let me say this again. Texas, there is a movement to ask and seek a forensic audit here on our election also. Because we do believe in last elections, and you know there's this big deal about turning Texas blue. You know, and you know, Beto O'Rourke came out of nowhere, had all this damn money, and really got kind of close to the governor's office. Now the guy is a certified nut. And we were wondering, you know, just how in the hell did he get that close? So we are now asking for a forensic audit here in Texas on this last election, because we do have people telling us that, hey, the down ballot elections, there were elections that were stolen there too, here in Texas. So we need to know what happened and when it happened and how many times it's happened over the years. Have they been getting closer and closer and closer? We need to know exactly. And yes, Rebecca, they will do anything they can try to do to turn Texas blue. Yes, they are. And that's the reason we have all these people being brought through the border and spread around the country, and many of them are coming here to North Texas. We don't know what diseases they're carrying. We don't know that they've been vaccinated. We don't know anything about them. But we do know the churches are taking care of them. We do know that. The churches are making money. That's what we know. Well, everybody, I think our test is good. It shows me over there we have an excellent connection. And yes, David, all veterans are brothers in arms, no matter what they're doing now. That's true. That's true. Well, the test is complete, everybody. Thank you for joining me. You guys that came in late, hey, go back and watch it from the beginning here on YouTube. And maybe we'll still be on YouTube tomorrow. Who knows? We're amazed. But join us Tuesday night, OG and I. We're going to have plenty to talk about. See you then. Bye-bye.